So the two teams take to the court. Here are the starting sevens as they're called on.
Yes, we have Craig at goal shooter alongside Emma McGee at goal attack. Wing attack, Michelle Drain. She's had an impact when she's come in.
Please welcome
Centre, Caroline O'Hanlon. Wing defence, Fee Toner. Goal defence, McGee, and goalkeeper Lola.
The reserve umpire is Lilia Metherin-Cameron.
New Zealand here, we have a phenomenal strength in depth team. The Foster-Lights are taking it in terms of Maria Falau, goal shooter, Langman at centre, and Kapora at goal defence. Alongside them, Crampton, Ekanazi, Aurora, and Watson at keeper.
Northern Ireland away in this big game between them in the green and the black of the Silver Ferns of New Zealand. Straight, oh no, not quite so. Early turnover. Northern Ireland, gee, they've had two very tough games, haven't they, most recently. Malawi and before that Zimbabwe, both going down, I think, by about 4 goals in both games. And I'm just wondering, Pam, how weary they might be.
Yeah, those were two very tight games. They had the opportunity, let them down a little bit in their shooting percentages, but it was very tight, and that would have been mentally and both physically. So it's how they can come out of this one today after those two tough games, as you say.
And that was a nice little hand through by Lawler for Northern Ireland. Here she goes again. Very experienced Gemma Lawler.
Yeah, it's good that they're not showing any fear. They need to really continue to attack this game against the higher ranked team.
Well, they've played enough times, haven't they? I mean, this is, I think, their 11th meeting. They met first time way back, 1963, 112-4 that day. But I think we can all agree Northern Ireland's come a long way since 1963.
Definitely they have, and they have shown some great improvements over the past couple of years. Especially qualifying into this because they missed the last World Cup.
Advantage contact, wing attack. Advantage contact, wing defence.
Silver Ferns so far travelling pretty nicely at this World Cup. Haven't really been pushed except for that very first game against Malawi, which of course was a bit of a case of settling the demons.
Yeah, having lost to them in the Commonwealth Games.
This obstruction, wing defence.
Nolene Taurua has been spinning her combinations with each game.
Obstruction, shortening.
Test number 30 for Amelia Ann Ekanasio today.
Vantage breaking, wing attack.
Oh, easy pickings from the back. Jane Watson, she's been having a fabulous tournament so far.
Amazing tournament, and it's because of the work that's being done out in front of her that allows her to be able to come out for those long flies. As we see here, great timing. There was only one option for Northern Ireland to Shauna Craig, and she read that beautifully.
Obstruction, wing defence. Contact goalkeeper just inside.
Northern Ireland doing their best to disrupt Fee Toner.
Inside.
And she's one of a raft, really, of players that have just delivered for Northern Ireland time and time and time again.
Yeah, never stops running. She's hard on everything, and alongside Caroline O'Hanlon, them two are so strong for Northern Ireland, and they've really tried to lift this side.
Let's see this time if Northern Ireland can get on the board. Oh, just cracking under the pressure that the Silver Ferns are exerting.
Basic errors there, though, occurring.
Goal shooter, obstruction.
Yeah, we've had a few of these in the past week. This is day 5 of this World Cup, and I reckon probably each game has thrown up a few of those contacts by the shooters.
Yeah, deemed to be holding their space and pushing off to get the ball.
Well, quite right too.
Yeah, they should hold their space. That's what their shooters there.
There's the chase. Northern Ireland try to build again.
Advantage obstruction, goal attack.
No way through.
Again, Watson coming out there, always trying to get that intercept.
Oh, Hanlon, wouldn't you love to see a vignette of her average day probably Gaelic football practice, a little bit of work as a doctor, netball practice in the evening.
It's crazy, isn't it? How phenomenal is this woman? So talented on so many levels.
Obstruction, goal defence. Hold time, please.
So the ball
Just
goes
outside.
flying down court. 4.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. Northern Ireland yet to score.
No, outside, it's obstruction.
So they've got a player out here in Kopura. So this should be a lovely goal.
Northern Ireland on the board.
Contact goal defence, you're holding the player. Yes. Right, it's obstruction. Obstruction, goalkeeper.
And that's a great example of just how quickly this New Zealand side can score.
Yeah. Straight off that centre pass, so quick down the court.
Contact goal defence, penalty.
Yeah, a bit of a shove in the back from Korpua on drain.
Advantage obstruction and offside.
Nice there for McGee. Really good work in terms of taking the ball on, turning to the post first, then doing a little shuffle shot to get a bit closer, and then putting the shot up when she received it.
Right, centre obstruction. Yeah.
Maria Folau going about her business.
Yeah. Both shooters starting well, both on 100%. Nice take there from Caroline Hanlon.
Contact goalkeeper.
I'm liking how McGee is running around that edge of the circle, round the defender to take this shot, and what a beautiful long shot that was.
Well, she started well, hasn't she, Emma McGee?
Target's breaking, wing defence.
Yes, she has.
Her sister Michelle at goal defence. Oh,
Contact.
I was going to say that would be terribly unjust if that contact wasn't called. It is.
Centre.
Yeah, good defensive position in there from Northern Ireland defensive end, just to put that pressure on Folau. Lovely, and McGee again, but Craig just her toe over the line.
Contact goal attack, penalty.
Yeah, very close. And if she hadn't done that, she probably would have leant on the post, and that's not allowed either.
No. Exactly, you can't use the post to support you.
Vantage offside, centre, vantage offside.
Oh,
wing
lovely.
defence.
Cut along the baseline from Ekanasio. 7 minutes gone in this first quarter. New Zealand lead Northern Ireland 9-3.
Advantage contact, wing defence.
Oh, great work. That was brilliant from Ekanasio.
Right on that third line. And Laura Langman helped her out to pick up the ball.
Wing attack.
And there's Folau helping out. I think that pass was probably intended for Crampton.
I think so too.
Well, they say they're a team who have got each other's back.
And that's that at its best.
Vantage side onside, wing defence.
Langman having to wait. Through comes Korpua.
Vantage offside, wing defence. Vantage contact, goal defence. Goal defence.
Great rebound there from Folau, drawing that
Defence.
contact call.
Yes.
McGee and Toner, and now Drain at the back, trying to get this ball through. Emma McGee comes down court to help out.
Having to go back though. The zone defense is on.
Contact centre, penalty. Leg.
It's good how they use the
Yep.
depth to break that. So don't play so centrally
Advantage of
to
structural
allow
defence.
the Kiwi defenders to
goalkeeper.
be able to
Penalty.
work together. Make them spread wide and
Hold
they can't
time,
react
please.
off each other.
Shauna Craig, first goal for the goal shooter. Emma McGee's been doing the bulk of the shooting for Northern Ireland so far.
Vantage offside, centre.
Just the luxury of time for Ekanasio to come round.
That delayed entry into that
Not
circle,
onside,
so
wing
key.
defence.
And makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
So that was an error, not onside the wing defence. And really, you know, you shouldn't be doing that at this level.
No. Because many a team will punish you for that. You just give the other team the opportunity then to go and attack. It's a free ball.
Offside. Body's offside, wing defence.
Offside was called there on O'Hanlon. You're not allowed as a centre to go into either of the shooting circles. And in her attempt to defend, her foot went over the line.
Oh, that is spectacular.
Wow, I really thought that was going off the back line, but Shauna Craig, what a take.
Take a look at this from Drain. Beautifully timed. And
Go
Craig
line,
did
on
the
the
job.
corner.
While on the other end, New Zealand spill it out the back. So Northern Ireland, they'll take confidence from that.
And Northern Ireland seem to have done their homework on this defence, zone defence that the Kiwis are putting out, but not on that intercept from Casey Kapoa.
Body stance obstruction.
How good is that typing from Korpua?
Straight up, two
It's on the
hands.
corner, go
Wow.
line.
Saw her family out
you.
in the street today in Liverpool. Her husband Terry and
Body
little
shot
daughter
side,
Maya, they're
centre.
enjoying the Liverpool sunshine.
Goalkeeper. Contact, yes.
Ten-goal margin. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Northern Ireland, they're ranked 8th in the world, and I'm sure they came here with hopes of lifting that, but the way things have played out so far, they look as though they'll be more likely playing for something like 10th.
Yeah, and they'll be really disappointed with that. I say they had hopes for finishing in that top 6.
And it was those battles, wasn't it? Those battles against Zimbabwe, against Malawi.
Yeah.
But you've got to say, the African countries are here and they are here to play, my word.
They are indeed.
Wing stay on server.
And it's great to see how world netball is lifting across all the continents.
Craig coming well out of the circle to do her bit.
That's great composure there from Northern Ireland. But an error just at that last second. Craig just holding, and that attacking contact that we were talking about at the start.
Oh, Crampton, she was going to go long. Thought better of it.
Pockets contact.
Falau, Langman, Falau. How many years has that passing been going on?
Yeah. It's pivotal in this Silver Fern side. They know each other so well.
And of course, this event, it may well be the last time that they play together at international
Body's
level.
offside, centre.
Nothing announced, but
Fabulous
certainly
rebound.
indicated.
Body's breaking. Wing attack.
Oh, that's good work from Craig.
That was nice, how she took Watson out the circle to give herself some space to move, and then just at the right time drove hard towards the post and could get that feed.
Body's obstruction, goalkeeper.
Oh, sneaky little pass between the two Kiwi shooters.
That's the difference, isn't it? It just looks so much quicker how it gets to goal for the Silver Ferns, whereas Northern Ireland really have to work this ball around.
Oh, great work from Korpua. And Katrina Rore there to clean up as well. Big game for Rore. Test 130 for the former captain. And I'm sure she is just delighted to be here. Dumped from the team earlier in the year.
Centre, release the ball
And of
quicker.
course fought her way back in. Then had the injury scare. There she is now feeding the
Vantage
ball
holding
long.
wing defence.
And battled her way through that as well.
Yeah, that's real determination, isn't it?
Goalkeeper from the side.
She's come back,
Goalkeeper.
loves the sport, and loves being a Silver fan.
Obstruction goal defence. Vantage goal.
Nice view over the shoulders of the New Zealand bench.
What a strong bench that is, right? We've seen them come on throughout this tournament, and they've all played with such great skill, like we just see there from Kapoor again.
And Pam, that's the difference, isn't it, between the higher ranked teams and the lower ranked teams. The higher ranked teams have depth.
And that's it, they do. As we see this interception here from Kapoor, the likes of England, South Jamaica, New Zealand, they have a bench that you can bring on and do the job that the coach needs them to do and do it successfully. Whereas some of the others, you've got your 7 on court, sometimes not even 7.
So that goal does not count, and it is the end of the first quarter. Good one. As expected for New Zealand, they lead Northern Ireland 22-7. Acknowledging that they are some of the more experienced players going around. Second quarter underway. Michelle Drain just hangs on, but no, she doesn't. And that's both times, isn't it? That centre pass under such pressure.
Yeah, same happened, as you say, in that first quarter.
Advantage contact centre.
The first 2 centre passes went astray.
Obstruction goal defence.
You see Fitona has moved into the circle as she jumped up to try and mark Ignazio's shot at goal defence.
Advantage obstruction goalkeeper.
Yes, so Tona moved to goal defence. Neve Cooper has come on at wing defence.
Vantage contact centre.
50th test for Neve Cooper. So there she is with the ball now. What a great achievement.
Vantage obstruction wing defence.
Good pressure there from New Zealand. They forced it back to the line. Northern Ireland then overcooking it on that throw.
Over a third. Landing was in the goal third. Landing for in
Is
goal
careless from New Zealand, passing it right over the middle third.
Yeah, for those that don't know, once you catch the ball in the end third, it has to land in the middle third before it then goes into the shooting third. Otherwise, it's over a third, and vice versa too.
contact. Yeah.
And again, that disruption from the Kiwi defence, putting the doubt into the Northern Ireland players' minds, and their passing is going astray.
Vantage obstruction goal shooter.
New Zealand hugging the sideline at the moment. Crampton.
Advantage
Northern
contact
Ireland doing a
wing
good
defence.
job here. They're holding the Ferns up.
Advantage obstruction wing defence.
But that's that skill they have, isn't it, to be able to just soak up the pressure and then wait for it to open up, as Maria did under the post.
Oh, nice looking from Drain.
Good circle rotation there.
Oh. Watson, she goes again, tidies it up, brilliant.
How hard is it as a shooter? Having those two on you, defending that shot, ready to jump as it releases from your hands.
Yeah, just look at this. Up goes Watson. And that's fine. In the old days, it would have been short pass. Now, sense has prevailed, and as long as one of you quickly take your hands away, you just carry on.
Advantage obstruction wing defence.
So again, tough start to the quarter for Northern Ireland.
Goal defence obstruction.
obstruction where she is. Contact goalkeeper.
Laura just getting a little bit too close there on her defence and causing that contact.
Cooper sends that wide and gets it back. So enjoy the work of Fitona.
Nice.
Oh, well worked, Northern Ireland.
Oh, that was beautiful played.
On the line. Advantage contact goal shooter.
Wow, Shauna Craig just unable to finish
Contact
it.
wing defence, centre third.
Yeah, they needed that one just to get on the board, just to spark a little bit of confidence in themselves. They broke through that
Advantage
zone so
offside wing
well.
defence. New Zealand.
20 goals between these sides now.
Advantage contact and obstruction
Early
wing
stages,
defence.
second quarter. Oh, I just wonder, Pam, is it a bit too easy for the New Zealanders to cut through that circle and go wherever they want to in that shooting circle?
Yes, it does look that way. The defensive
defence,
pressure isn't
causing.
working together as a unit for Northern Ireland, and so the Kiwis were able just to carve that up, and it
Advantage
ball just
contact,
moves
wing
so
defence.
quickly through, and as I say, into that shooting circle.
Contact on the ball, goal defence. Advantage goal.
And that gets a special cheer from the crowd. Again, Northern Ireland on the board
Contact centre.
in this quarter.
I just think Northern Ireland need to decide, are they going man on or they're dropping into space? They're kind of doing a bit of the two, and it's
Northern
making
Ireland.
it really easy for New Zealand to come through on their attack.
Level where you
Rory it
are,
was
defence.
this time.
Yep.
Sending that Northern Irish centre pass
Forward,
out
free
and
pass.
forcing the error. It's the pressure, I think, isn't it, that the Silver Ferns are able to exert on their
Advantage
opposition.
contact wing defence.
They make the court look so small. They take up so much space in terms of their movement, their positioning. And so as teams look down the court, all they see is black.
Interested to see
Offside,
England's
wing
second
attack.
uniform was black. I just wonder what the thinking was. Do they want to beat the Silver Ferns?
Advantage obstruction
No,
centre.
not at all. They are roses through and through. Yeah, we're used to though wearing white dresses for our away kit, red for the home kit. I'm not sure they'll have to wear the black kit this tournament.
Advantage
Oh,
contact
awkward for
centre.
Langman.
Contact goal defence.
Falau has time to adjust the ponytail. Perhaps should have just got on with the job. Ekanasio finishes it for it.
And sorry, just on the dress, it's
Wing
reserved.
defence,
kit, not the
obstruction.
normal kit.
Centre third.
And I suppose it is pulled out whenever there's a clash.
Exactly.
Yep.
Advantage moving off wing defence.
Oh, that's brilliant from Watson. Oh, she just
unlucky.
didn't pull it off.
Contact wing defence outside.
That was some great athleticism to get that, and teamwork from Kapoor to back her up, but she was just out of court, as you said.
Just have a look at this. Watch Watson here.
She was so in.
Well, I guess, look, it happened at lightning
Yes.
speed.
We get
Very hard to tell for the umpires.
Advantage offside, advantage contact wing
Great
defence.
spectacle.
Contact goalkeeper, penalty, advantage goal, Northern Ireland.
The halfway mark, second quarter, 32-9. New Zealand leading Northern Ireland. Last time they played each other, it was quite a while ago now, Glasgow Commonwealth Games back in 2014. 78-29 that day.
That was good composure from Craig on that second shot. Really
Got me
need
just
to nail
side
every
centre.
opportunity that they get. Because the likes of Falau does it so easily down the other end.
So Craig fires that back up to Tona. Oh, too much on that one. Michelle Drain unable to bring it in.
Yeah, you want to give more of a lob pass that drops into the space rather than driving one if you're going across the third like that.
Wing defence obstruction, arms down, penalty. Yep. Advantage obstruction centre. New Zealand. Advantage contact.
Oh,
defence.
quick hands from Langman.
Obstruction goalkeeper.
Really quick.
Northern Ireland.
She's speed, isn't she? Great play how she takes that. And even with the clip in the back from Fitona. Good play, Northern Ireland, just working that ball closer to the edge of the circle. McGee airballing it.
They've had their shooting woes, and some of them have come at critical times, haven't they? I mean, I think the whole stadium watched the other day when Northern Ireland was playing Zimbabwe. It was so exciting, and it was just when they came down to those crunch moments at the end of the game that either they couldn't get the ball into, and I think it was Nolene Armstrong on the court then, or the shots were missed.
Yeah, that's it. They had more opportunities at goal to win that game, but it was their shooting percentage that let them down.
Defense. Northern Ireland.
So approaching the final 5 minutes of the first half, 37-10. New Zealand untroubled so far by Northern Ireland.
Contact, goal, attack, no goal.
Oh, the goal attack. Emma McGee called for contact coming in.
Advantage contact, wing defence. New Zealand.
New Zealand bench going through the paces.
Advantage
You'd
contact,
expect
advantage obstruction.
Nolene Taurua would probably like to get everyone out on court today.
Advantage goal, Northern
And
Ireland.
that may also be said for Dan Ryan as well.
I think New Zealand will be looking to kind of still keep the standard that they've been doing throughout this game, but we'll have one eye on the game against Australia on Thursday, given that they've got a rest day tomorrow.
They do indeed. I wonder what they'll do on that rest day. We saw England, who have a rest day today. They were up amongst the fans in the fan zone.
Yeah, they would have
Outside the goal circle.
done a little bit of time on the media and the community and the fan work, and then they'll be recovering, I think, ready for tomorrow.
I rather suspect New Zealand won't have to spend so much time on the fan work.
Throw in on the
No.
place. Outside the goal circle.
There are a few supporters groups here, but nothing like the adoration, really, that the Roses have now developed in this country, which is fantastic to see ever since that gold medal win 12 months or so ago in the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, fantastic. It's just great to see how many people are here over these past 5 days coming to support them and just embracing the whole of World Netball as well. They're right up there rooting for the Roses, but then coming to these games and watching phenomenal performances from the likes of New Zealand, from Zimbabwe. We've seen that, the crowd that's come to support them. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed being in this arena.
Straight back at Ekanasio.
Obstruction goalkeeper, both
I
players
managed to
out.
do a little bit of sightseeing this morning. I was on the roof of the magnificent Anglican Cathedral here in Liverpool, and the guide was telling me about the stepping rule. So I thought, this is impressive. Asked me why I was in Liverpool. I told him. He said a former person who'd been up earlier telling him all about netball and the rules. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, we're spreading the word.
Oh, Hanlon, so smart. Goes back, makes a bit of space.
Yeah.
She knows if she'd passed it from where she was sat, it would have been a short pass.
Casey Corpora.
Voltage contact centre.
She is leading the sats on tips off a shot.
Use of post goal defence.
4 interceptions, a couple of deflections, and a whole lot of respect.
And what's also so strong about the Kiwi defence is that they don't give away much contacts in that defensive end. They play off the body and come out with clean ball.
Northern Ireland.
Oh, Michelle Drain, she was flirting with that 3-second rule.
She was, but that was really smart just to put it into the space where her teammate was, even if she couldn't. Oh, but she couldn't get that pass off. That defensive duo, Watson, Poor.
And that is smart from Falau. All she did was flip it back as far as she possibly could.
Obstruction goal defence. New Zealand.
Great hands there from Watson. And that's what she does so well. Even after the tip, she doesn't just let it go and expect someone else to pick it up. She then attacks it to get 2 hands on it.
Back where goalkeeper
And that's
is.
why she's sat on 2 intercepts already in
Advanced
this game.
obstruction centre. Northern Ireland.
Wing defence, obstruction, holding. Go third, we are.
Oh, nice worker, Hanlon. Great strength. Jane Watson, though, cleans up the air ball. Oh, awkward, doesn't know where it's gone. Kopua. And there's Aurore to bat it to her. Tona gets in to disrupt for Northern Ireland, and she gets a big cheer for doing so, because this is a tough game for Northern Ireland. New Zealand have taken the second quarter 22-4 at half-time. They lead 44-11. Laura Langman gets the Silver Ferns underway in this second half against Northern Ireland. 44-11, there's a change. Well, in fact, there's a number of changes. Shannon Saunders at wing attack, Bailey Mears on at goal shoot. And oh, what a great win for the Northern Irish defenders. So that's a good start, isn't it? An encouraging start for Northern Ireland.
Yes, indeed, a great start for them to get that turnover. We haven't seen them start well in the first 2 quarters, so it'll be interesting to see if they can convert this one. But causing a 3-second, that doubt in Shannon Saunders' mind.
Phoenix Karaka on court at goalkeeper for New Zealand.
Contact goalkeeper penalty.
McGee's so strong at that holding
goal
space as
defence.
she runs around the edge of the circle. Makes it really difficult for the defender to get round her without contacting.
You're out as well, please, goal defence.
So both defenders down.
Northern Ireland.
Oh, that's tough for McGee. The miss and then the deflection. Can they work it in, Northern Ireland?
Goalkeeper obstruction.
Smart from her. She wasn't confident to go to goal, so she just popped it over to Armstrong.
Well, I guess when you've got somebody like Nolene Armstrong in that circle with you.
Yeah, she adds a little bit more height than Shona Craig.
So there's the Northern Ireland lineup now. McGee back on at goal defence. McCaffrey on at wing attack. And as we've mentioned, Armstrong in the shooting circle. New Zealand also ringing the changes.
Obstruction goalkeeper penalty.
Falau shifting from goal shoot out to goal attack to make way for Mears. Oh, how do you like that from Kopua?
Wowzers, on that shot, you just, as a shooter, every time you hold the ball, you're thinking, is she going to tip my shot?
And then just batting it over the back.
Got this obstruction. Obstruction, wing defence.
That's what Bailey Mez is so good at, isn't she, on the rebound?
This is here we are at the other court. She just, at the other end of the court, just batted it over the back of the head. Oh, she would have loved that.
Helpful.
And again, New Zealand, too slow.
Yes.
So they've lost a lot of their momentum at the top of this third quarter.
Yep, they're just losing that movement in that attacking third. And the feeder's not seeing someone to pass the ball to, hence the 3-3 call.
Bodies offside, wing defense.
Oh, that was a demanding bounce from Bailey Mez.
And again, the defensive end of Northern Ireland gets the turnover.
Oh, Shannon Saunders does well. They have another crack, New Zealand. I'll be very aware that this hasn't been a particularly efficient start to the third quarter.
No, not at all. I'd like to see more people going for it being an option for the ball. There's just one person each time.
Lovely screen from Mez. That first shot must have hit the rim. It almost looked like it hadn't for a little while.
So as you can see the difference in shooting stats, McGee 55%, that is very low. Falau 86%.
And that's actually low for Falau
Yes.
at this tournament. She's been in the 90s consistently. You can
Yes,
see
go
that
shoot,
she's a
go
little
keep it.
frustrated with herself. And that may well be why.
Contact Northern Ireland.
But the
centre.
defensive end for New Zealand working very smoothly.
Obstruction, go shoot to centre and go shooter out.
It's a solid wall, isn't it, for the Ferns defensive end. That's much better from them.
Falau will probably be moving and saying, thanks, mate, to Bailey.
Thanks for getting my rebound.
And once again, Northern Ireland break down. That's better from Falau.
Yeah, a little bit more height on that shot, so she's not hitting the front of the post.
Cooper attacks that ball beautifully. But too often, though, then Northern Ireland come to a grinding halt.
Again, that edge of the circle, and it's the four of them that are creating that turnover. Langman at centre, Katrina Rourke wing defence, Kapoa at goal defence, and Karaka at goalkeeper.
Nice little pop over the long defensive hands. Well, they've got a pretty good target here, haven't they, for the Ferns? 22 in the first quarter, 22 in the second. You'd have to think they'd want at least the same in this quarter.
Nice work there from Bailey Mez. She knew she wasn't going to be able to hold that pass, so she just flicked it back into Falau.
Bodies goal obstruction, goal defense.
Advantage breaking wing defence.
New Zealand hit 50. 8.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Northern Ireland 12.
Centre contact holding.
Good. That was smart from McGee, but Armstrong can't finish it.
That's out. Footwork with the throw in Fiji.
Yes. Interesting
Throw in.
call. You could see that Langman was frustrated, couldn't get the ball going where she wanted to, and obviously mucked up the throw-in.
Yes, and that's the movement in that attacking end for the Silver Ferns. It stopped for some reason.
Well, what have they changed? They've changed the shooters. They've got a fresh wing attack. They haven't yet settled.
Yes, but even with the changes, we've not seen that in the previous games,
Obstruction
have we?
goalkeeper. Yes. Obstruction goal defence. penalty. Advantage goal.
Is it something, Pam, that happens in these events? It's a 10-day competition, this World Cup. We're on day 5. It's halfway. Do you start to lag a little bit halfway through?
You can't afford to. That's the thing. You can't afford to. And yes, unless it's a Commonwealth Games or a World Cup, they don't play this sort of competition. So,
Advantage contact goal attack.
but they know it's coming and they've trained for it. So you can't afford to lag.
And this time, McGee finishes.
New Zealand.
Nice move from Northern Ireland.
Advantage contact and offside, goal attack.
And again, New Zealand being held up until then.
Yeah, just that outlet there from Folau, which really saved them.
So perhaps it's the switch. Michelle McGee coming back on at goalkeeper. Has that changed up that defensive combination? Made it tighter for Northern Ireland.
Throw in New Zealand.
Oh, call for
Hold time, please.
hustling and bustling Armstrong.
Yeah, another great start from her, as she's done so well over this competition already.
Goalkeeper, contact pushing. Swing the fence, contact. Yeah.
I think also the difference is Shannon Saunders plays more of a holding wing attack. She'll go up
Obstruction,
to the
goal
defender
defence,
and then
advantage
prop to receive the ball, as we just saw there, and she managed to get the contact. Whereas Crampton is more of a mover. She will hit those corners, hit those angles in order to get the ball, always fighting to be free. They play wing attack differently, and I think they're just kind of settling into this.
Well, there was a lot of debate pre-selection as to who would get the wing attack positions. A lot of competition. Whitney Sooners, Kimi Oropoy, among others, back in New Zealand who didn't make the cut, and all exciting prospects.
Moving off, goalkeeper.
Great to see the future that the Silver Fence
Time.
potentially has. When the
Just-
fossilites, as they call themselves, retire.
So Northern Ireland will be pleased with this quarter so far. Only, well, what, 4.5 minutes remaining. 10-3 the quarter score. They've really slowed New Zealand down.
And it's now relying on Folau to be that shift change in there, how she completely drove out the circle to free up some space and create that movement.
Advantage obstruction, wing defence. Goalkeeper obstruction, advantage goal.
Great shot there, Armstrong.
Outside, goal defence.
Oh, good vision from Folau,
Outside the
but
goal
Michelle
circle,
McGee,
outside.
she was onto it.
Outside in the wing area, yes.
She's come on a mission, hasn't she? She's not
Correct.
the tallest defender, especially as goalkeeper.
Goal shooter.
Hadn't they caused the attacking contact? Her and
With the goal
Fitona
shooter, please.
just hassling that shooting combination. Making it awkward for them. Ooh.
Contact goal, wing defence, penalty.
Yeah, that was a bit reckless by Rory.
Hold time,
We might
please.
be able to have another look at it.
Yeah, both
Well, it was just
guys
the
on
trailing
ball.
arm, really,
Yeah.
wasn't it? I don't know that it was reckless. I think they were both aiming for the ball.
Yes. I
No
agree.
damage done. Lisa McCaffrey will have the free pass.
Advantage obstruction, wing attack.
Well, Northern Ireland living on scraps.
Yeah, that was lucky there.
Advantage offside, wing defence.
Oh, there she is again. Casey Kolpur goes bowling,
It's obstruction.
but it
wing
ends
attack.
up.
Contact work.
Oh, and that was unfortunate. Look at this.
Great reverse hand. She runs her feet right through it.
It's obstruction.
It almost looked the
centre.
way she ran as though she was trying to remember if she was still the goalkeeper and whether or not she had to get out of court quickly.
That's true. And get into that centre third if she was goal
It's
defence,
obstruction centre.
which she is.
So the game just slowing down in this third quarter. Just 16 goals scored.
Advantage Advantage obstruction, wing defence.
Nice shot, and that was good talking from her, and just saying you've got some space behind you, take a little bit shuffle shot closer to the post and then put the shot up before she passed the ball.
Yes, that pass from Falau was never going to get there.
Yes.
Advantage contact centre and obstruction.
But you're right, Pam, it's certainly not as fast, not as fluid as that attack end for New Zealand in the first half. And there you can see the result of that too. Those big scores in the first two quarters for the Silver Ferns. Northern Ireland, though, have really managed to put the brakes on them. Just 14 so far in this third.
Fine. Yes. Contact wing defence, penalty. Obstruction, goal defence. Landing foot, yes.
Great shot there, McGee, nice and fluid. Attack the post.
Advantage
Northern Ireland
contact centre.
players going through their warm-up moves.
Advantage obstruction centre.
Maria Falau, just the 4 misses, 28 from 32.
Advantage obstruction. Advantage obstruction centre.
Better there from
Advantage
Saunders.
contact goal defence.
Give and go.
Obstruction goalkeeper. Yes.
New Zealand hit 60. And there will be time here for another one if they move quickly. Beautiful dodge off the line from Falau.
Advantage contact centre.
Was that a sneaky little look at the clock before she thought, yep, I'll take this. So, not quite such a fluid quarter for the Silver Ferns, but still. They lead Northern Ireland at the break 61 goals to 17. Very intrigued to see how this final quarter plays out. So a bit of a delay. In fact, I think it's a bit of a discussion as to whose centre pass it is. Okay, Northern Ireland win that one. Northern Ireland underway in this final quarter. And of course, we saw the change there for New Zealand because it was Shannon Saunders wearing the centre bit.
Contact goal attack.
Bailey Meslux has gone to wing attack. Seen her there a few times now for the last quarter of their games.
Obstruction wing attack.
Jane Watson back on court at
Advantage
goalkeeper.
obstruction
Casey
centre.
Corporal has gone to the bench. And
Contact goal attack.
Karen Berger on at wing defence. So again, Northern Ireland doing a good job of stopping New Zealand in the mid-court. Tapia Selby-Rickett, the other new player on for New Zealand.
Advantage obstruction, goal defence.
Saunders seemed to take an age to get that ball in.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether she was trying to get it to Selby-Rickett, but then changed her mind at the last second to send it to
Advantage
Ekanasio.
obstruction, goal defence.
Lovely.
Contact goalkeeper.
Yeah, great play there from Bailey Mes, though, in terms of how she drove that corner to
Goalkeeper,
pull
no
the space.
pushing in the back.
So
Northern Ireland.
a little suggestion to the goalkeeper, she shouldn't push in the back. Michelle McGee, she's been good, Michelle McGee, since she came back on court at goalkeeper. Here are the
Advantage
changes
contact wing attack.
for Northern Ireland. In fact, there's only the one, Nick Woods, back at wing attack, and Crosby on at goal shoot. So here is Kiara Crosby.
Obstruction inside. Penalty. Goal defence.
New Zealand, the raft of changes. Watson back on, as you said, at goalkeeper. Karaka at goal defence. Berger on a wing defence. Saunders moved to centre from wing attack. Mez came on at wing attack. Ekinazio to goal attack, and Selby Rickett to goal shooter.
So I think, in a nutshell, everyone getting a run.
Yes, indeed. As we thought as much.
Obstruction
That's right,
centre,
and I think
centre
Dan
defence.
Ryan has done the same.
Advantage contact wing defence.
And it's good for the Northern Ireland players to get experience playing against these top teams. Each time they step on court, they're learning. So yes, this game has gone away from them, but it's good that Dan Ryan is letting everyone get on court and experiencing that, feeling that, so that the next time it happens, you've already done it.
Now, Karaka had eyes for it, couldn't quite bring it in, and that's a nice little palm off, if you like. And she can finish it.
Well done.
Good here from Fintona, never took her eyes off the ball.
Oh, look at that from O'Hanlon. Art.
Beautiful, wasn't it? That reverse hand, that up elevation. But she can't keep that one in her grasp.
Well, I don't think she was expecting it to
No.
come back.
That is true. But as we were always taught, never take your eyes off the ball. You never know when that's going to come to you.
Next to the centre, it's obstruction. Wing defence obstruction.
Learned from an early age with a few balls to the face.
Probably goes for any sport at any time.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah, that one sat up beautifully for Karen Berger. And in flies Amelia Ann Ekinazio.
New Zealand. Breaking wing attack.
Timed that one much better.
And I just wonder if the Silver Ferns got a little bit of a rack up at the three-quarter break. Crosby, nice start for her for this fourth quarter.
Yeah,
2 from 2. There'll be some interesting decision-making
Advantage
to be
offside,
made
wing
by
attack.
the Silver Fern coaching team, exactly who will be in their starting 7 when it comes to the crunch games. And another interesting thing is, of course, what do they do on Thursday? They've got a rest day tomorrow, as do Northern Ireland, and then they play Australia. Now, all that decides, I think, if I'm right, is which way round the semi-finals go.
Yeah.
So you could argue perhaps that New Zealand got burnt 4 years ago when they played Australia early and beat them, and of course then got beaten in the final. Do they show all their cards?
It's a catch-22 because you know they've made it into the semi-finals. However, you want to go into that
Obstruction, wing
confident.
defence.
And having that confidence in terms of
At the
getting that
top.
win under your belt is key, I think. So I think they'll be going to win this game. It's not about resting players or trying
Contact
things out in
goalkeeper
there.
and obstruction.
It's about delivering that performance.
Northern Ireland, as I say, will have that rest tomorrow and come back and play
Contact
Barbados
goal
on
shooter.
Thursday.
That's a must-win for them in terms of where they want to finish this competition. Already lower than what they targeted, but if they can at least finish that game and get themselves into the playoff.
Well, they've certainly
Contact
showed
wing
plenty of
defence,
ticker, haven't
penalty.
they? I mean, we keep saying this, but it was so true. Those losses, those 2 losses to Zimbabwe
Next
and
to wing
Malawi
defence.
could have gone either way. They didn't. And they've just got to get themselves up
Advantage
off the floor and go
obstruction
again.
centre.
Yes, definitely. You've got to forget the past games. World Cup isn't finished with them yet. They've still got plenty more games to play. So yeah, forget that. Learn from it though, and then put it into the next game.
Contact wing defence. shooter.
It's Jane Watson. No one else was getting that ball.
Advantage obstruction wing attack.
Nice.
Better movement, wasn't it?
Yeah, really, really good. Just the way she came out, pulled
New Zealand.
the circle to create space, the quick turn in and the flick onto Selby Rickett.
Bailey Best busting through
Obstruction
off
wing
that
attack.
transverse line. Long time since she played a lot of wing attack. But I think it was the fact that she has that
Advantage
ability to
obstruction
play it if
centre.
required. I'm sure would have helped her selection. That's a beautiful feed.
Yes. And that helps with the rotation in terms of getting players out there, feeling the combinations, but also resting legs. This is
Bodies
8
outside,
games in
attack.
10 days. That is a lot of netball, a lot of hours, a lot of energy spent, and a lot of tired bodies.
Centre third. Far side.
So Northern Ireland that time held up.
Contact.
Just over 7 minutes remaining in this game.
Bodies moving off. Wing.
Advantage contact.
Oh, very nice
Out
too.
court. Throw in New Zealand.
Neve Woods coming through.
Yeah. It's great vision and timing to be able to do that.
It's fascinating, isn't it? The spelling of the name, Neve. Her Neve Woods is Neamh, whereas Neve
New Zealand.
Cooper is Niamh. And when you're trying to get these pronunciations, you say, well, how is that said?
Bodies are on side.
And
counter-attack.
coincidentally, our Prime Minister's daughter is Neve, spelled Neve. So crazy name.
Contact goal defence. Northern Ireland. Contact centre.
72-20 at the moment between these two sides. It was
Contact both out,
78-29 5 years ago in Glasgow at the Commonwealth Games. So it's going to be a similar, if not the same margin.
The crowd going, oh, just thinking, was that a short pass? She almost passed it hand to hand. But they'll take it.
Goalkeeper obstruction penalty.
You have
Where
to
you
be
are,
able
yes.
to let someone pass in between the pass, otherwise it is a short pass.
Northern Ireland.
And it's another one of those rules in netball, isn't it? That's judgment. It's up to the umpire's judgment.
Contact wing
It's a
attack.
bit like
penalty.
replay ball, you know, it's whether or not you're deemed to have
Yeah.
had control.
That's the word, deemed, yeah. And as you say, judgment. And sometimes it plays against you. Do they think you're skillful enough to have been able to gather it, or...
Advantage contact wing defence.
Amazing. The pass, Selby Rickett can't get past the Northern Ireland defenders, and away come the Warriors, showing a bit of pace of their own.
Nice play.
From the side.
And didn't she
From
do
the
well with
side,
her
goalkeeper.
footwork?
She did indeed,
It looked unusual.
but very impressive.
Just watch this.
Right leg. Yes, she was
Body
very
obstruction.
quick before she put her right leg down.
It was almost a canter.
She knew she was moving away from the post, so she
Contact goal
wanted to
defence
make sure
outside.
she could step in.
Yep. Obstruction goalkeeper penalty.
Nice shooting
Northern
from
Ireland.
to pass Selby Rickett. She showed some good shooting form since being in Liverpool.
Not on side.
But again, Northern Ireland, they'll be pleased holding up New Zealand in this fourth quarter. They won't be pleased with that mistake. Mares that time, though, not able to hold on to the ball.
Bodies contact wing defence. Bodies offside centre.
And you saw Karaka lifting Jane Watson. They've tried it a few times. Smile on the face of Dan Ryan. Talking to him in the corridor the other day, it sounds as though he's thoroughly enjoying this job.
Advantage offside.
He says he's working with some
centre.
amazing athletes and he's relishing the opportunity to help them develop and learn and improve.
Obstruction goalkeeper penalty. Advantage goal. Northern Ireland.
The coaching staff of the Silver Ferns won't be thrilled with this game. They'll be thrilled perhaps with parts of it, but others that they will have probably quite a bit to say about. Just not smooth, not fluid, no timing out.
Exactly that. And especially in this second half of the game as well.
Oh, lovely tidy from Mez, but it comes away in the hands of Northern Ireland. So this time, it's more Northern Ireland that are getting the breaks on the ball. Kiara Crosby, not a... Oh, this is brilliant.
That was some great play from Northern Ireland coming through court. Such patience, such skill level in terms of the angles that they used and the timing. Great pass here. She drove hard to the post and was there for the pass. I like that build-up play for them, and that's what we know they can do. It's just they're not doing it consistently enough.
Advantage obstruction. Advantage obstruction centre. Contact goal defence. Hold time. It's contact by the goal
Toner, I
defence.
think, has played every
shoot
minute available in this competition for Northern Ireland.
Northern
She
Ireland.
has not come off that court.
So she really is a true warrior, and I'm sure Caroline O'Hanlon would have as well had she not had that nasty knock in the game against Australia.
This is a great end quarter for Northern Ireland. Currently 8 goals to 15.
And I'm sure they would
Advantage
love to
obstruction
get into
centre.
double figures.
Yeah, I said they'd be aiming for 20 for this match, but 25 already. Really, really good.
O'Hanlon goes
Wing the fence
all the way
offside.
back.
Offside, wing the fence. Inside the goal circle. Goalkeeper, contact, holding. This way, please.
Well, they close in on that double figure. 9 for the quarter for Northern Ireland. 77-26. Ignacio can't hold on to that. And that's what there's been a bit of in this game for the New Zealanders.
Nice play. And great to capitalise on that error from New Zealand. Just so sharp down the court. Seeing Karaka had come to the top of the circle, that backspace was on.
Voltage contact, wing the fence. Obstruction.
Northern Ireland will be really pleased with how they're finishing this game. Can she just slot one last one in time?
Yes, she can. So that's a great finish for young Kiara Crosby and Northern Ireland. Because really, Dan Ryan applauds. It was a very tough assignment up against the Silver Ferns. And they've lost, but they've done better as the game's gone on. In the end, 77-28, New Zealand over Northern Ireland.
Well, KC, that's not bad for a Fossilite, is it?
Team Fossils is what we're all about. It was just a really nice game to get out there, try some stuff, have a go, and just really enjoy it.
What about your relationship with Jane Watson? We've seen that steadily progress. You're just hitting the high notes at the right time, aren't you?
Yeah, I think we're working hard on getting that connection right, just making sure that in the right times we're doing the right things, but if not, who cares? Just get on with it and what's next.
How much are you looking forward to your rest day tomorrow, KC?
I'm really looking forward to it.
What will you do?
Hang out with family. There's a bit of a pool session in there and just rest and take time out and release the brain from netball.
And And then it's the big one, isn't it, on Thursday? That's the pool decider. How excited are you about that?
I'm really excited. I think from the start, you know, we sort of build, and we're really looking forward to getting into the next, I guess, stage of the series.
Well played today. Doing it for the older ladies. Yes. Thanks, Casey. Dan, you got better as the game went on. You adapted. You must be pleased with the way that the players found their way into that game.
Yeah, I think particularly the last quarter, great to see the fight in the group, and you know, sometimes in these situations where the scoreline blows out, it is about how you conduct yourselves, and I thought they fought to the very end, and you know, Kira Crosby, who come onto the court, who hasn't seen a lot of court time this World Cup, just opened up that circle, the ball started pinging around, and they played with great confidence. So a really tough day out, but a great way to finish the game in that last quarter with, I guess, our most number of goals on the board in that space.
Barbados next. You've got to go out with a win, haven't you? Another one, Dan?
Yeah, we do, and we met them before the World Cup in a practice match and went quite well, so we know it's going to be a different stage here when we meet them here, but we're playing some good netball and in most parts, and hopefully we can get another one on the board.
You played New Zealand and Australia in this first half of the week. Who's better equipped to go and win this World Cup if the winner is going to become from one of those two?
Well, I tell you what, it's two very distinct styles going head-to-head. You're really seeing the Silver Ferns of old back the way they're playing the game at the moment. And all 14 athletes in both squads, or 12 athletes in both squads, supremely fit. So the hard, fast-running nature of the Australians, the creativity of the Silver Ferns, it's going to be an awesome contest. So can't wait for it.
Thanks very much, Dan. Enjoy it. Are you looking forward to switching sides, coming to work for us tomorrow? Bit of a break from coaching.
Always working, always working.
Thanks, Dan. We know you had a plan. You told us about it before the game. Did that match your expectations?
Yeah, I was happy probably for about 3/4 of the game. I thought we were in control and I could see what we were wanting to do. That last I'm not happy with. I'm not pleased with that last quarter. I
because?
A bit sloppy. Basic skills were not at the level that I expect to wearing the Silver Fern, and you know, I think every time you do take the court there's an expectation, and we didn't meet it in that last quarter.
Casey Corpora was our player of the match. Apart from Karen Berger, they've all been won by your three fossilites. Do you feel the experience is going to win this World Cup?
Yeah, definitely. I thought Casey had a blinder, and I thought not only is her presence out on there on court, but she's also turning over a lot of balls. So I'm really pleased by her. And as we know, the Fossils will turn it up, the big game players, and they did again today.
They're looking forward to their rest. Are you? What are you going to do, Nolene? Bit of Liverpool sightseeing?
Yeah, no such thing as a rest. You know, we'll rest in 5 days' time, but we're getting ourselves ready in preparation for Australia.
How excited are you to take them on?
I am so excited. This is what it's all about once we hit business end, and teams either do or we don't, but this is what it's about.
Thanks very much. Well played today. We look forward to that game on Thursday.
Thank you very much.